It's still 2024, so let's talk about yet another sequel, Gladiator 2. The original Gladiator came out almost 24 years ago, and that movie is considered one of Ridley Scott's greatest films. It won him his first Best Picture movie. He didn't get his Best Director nomination, but he definitely deserved to win for that. I thought Russell Crowe's performance in that movie was incredible. It's still one of the greatest speeches of all time, where he gives his Maximus Decimus Meridius speech. It kind of gets you riled up. But overall, I thought that was a really good, solid movie. I wasn't floored by it. I didn't love it. I did think the directing, acting, music, and the performances were all solid in that movie. So going into a sequel that is almost 24 years later with a Ridley Scott that has been making hit or miss films. The last great movie he made was The Martian. I didn't know what I was getting going into this movie, especially with no Russell Crowe. And I mean, this cast is star-studded, but Ridley Scott has done other movies with a star-studded cast, and it's been not great. But I can tell you, Gladiator 2 scratched an itch that I've been having for a while, and this movie is fantastic. I will say one thing that this movie doesn't have that the first one does is the emotional impact of the first film. I felt like that was had a more emotionally satisfying ending, had a great speeches throughout the film, and just Russell Crowe's performance was just outstanding. However, having said that, I think Paul Mescal is a great addition, and he is a great vessel for us to go on this journey, an adventure. He doesn't have these gripping speeches, or he's not like this overbrooding like character like Russell Crowe was in the first one, but he does give us an anchor, a lens to look at the movie through. And he does a decent job, but the standout in this film are the supporting cast. Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things and Fred Hetchinger, who was in one of the best movies of the year, Thelma. They do a really great job of filling in that role that Joaquin Phoenix from the first film. They're the emperors in this film, and they are grimy, they're slimy, they have like no backbone, and they just want to see chaos. And both of them give really stellar performances in this movie. Padre Pascal is amazing. I didn't know he had it in him to do a Socks and Sandals epic movie like this. He was endearing. He was great to watch. He even put on a non-accent in here, which was so great. But the standout is Denzel Washington. It's freaking Denzel Washington. He eats up the scenery. He's this really sly, conniving villain that is just out for power. He does such a good job playing the political landscape of the Roman Empire. It's just a delight to watch him perform. I like this movie's pacing, even though like the emotional impact isn't there. I do like at the quicker pace that this film progresses through. It doesn't indulge on like these boring sceneries or just dream sequences. It doesn't play that up like the first one does. It kind of hits the ground running, and you're just involved in the story throughout. You're trying to see who's playing which side, what's going on, and it's just so interesting and fascinating to watch. Really well directed. The action sequences are really great. Some really gruesome scenes, some amazing shots of like the Roman Empire and the armies that fight in this film, the Colosseums. Oh, it's just a delight to watch. Overall, I know this might be a hot take, but I think for me personally, this is a better film than the original Gladiator. I don't think it's as emotionally impactful, but what it does deliver is something that's exciting, endearing, fun to watch, gruesome to watch. It kind of got me riled up. It's a narrative that kind of follows our political climate that we're kind of living in right now. And I'm gonna say this: if you are a fan of the original Gladiator and you like the revenge aspect of that film, don't go into this film expecting a revenge film. That's where I can see that you will not have as good of a time. It is more of a political thriller, and it's just done so well. The actions there, but it's just like not the backdrop is the main driving focus of the film, but the behind the scenes politics is what makes it so intriguing and juicy to watch. Overall, I think this is a great movie. It's exciting, it's visually stunning, its performances are all great. While I do think it doesn't have the emotional core of the first one, it's a different type of movie that delivers on something else that I've been missing. The sword and sandals epics, and it does deliver on that front.